Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Heisey. So another week. This week we're doing review stuff from first semester. So this one is simplifying polynomials review. We did this back in August. We did it August 29th where we added and subtracted polynomials, so you can always go back to those notes. We did those also August 30th where we multiplied. Mrs. Cortez and I taught you 3 methods for multiplying, but I'm just going to do 2 when we get to it. So let's go to my document camera. Here we go. Let's get started. So if you notice, in between the parentheses, there is a minus sign. That is the operation that we're going to do. We are not going to multiply. Just because we see parentheses, it doesn't automatically mean multiply. You have to look between the parentheses and see that there's subtraction going on there. So to deal with that subtraction, well, that is subtraction only applies to stuff behind it. It does not apply to stuff in front of it. So the stuff in front, I just rewrite. Now I distribute the minus sign to everything behind it. So minus a cubed. Minus a negative 3a is plus 3a, and then minus a positive 2 is minus 2. And then what we do is combine like terms. Standard form means biggest exponent first. So if I look, I notice my biggest exponent is a cubed. Well, this also has an a cubed, so we have to combine them. 2a cubed minus a cubed is 1a cubed, or we just write a cubed. You could write 1a cubed, but I believe the program has just a cubed as the answer. If you notice, there are no a squareds. So then we have 5a. Since there are no a squareds, we go to a. It's next one down. 5a and 3a. They're both positive, so we add them. So that is 8a. We don't multiply the a's. We're already done with the multiplying. There is no multiplying, really. Just the negative distribution. So when we combine like terms, we don't change the exponent on the a. And then we have minus 7 and minus 2, which actually, since they're both negative, you would add them and keep the sign. So negative 7 and negative 2 make a negative 9. And this would be your answer. All terms are combined. Example 2, if you notice in between the parentheses, is a plus sign. That means we are not going to multiply the parentheses, we are going to add them. The adding applies to all the stuff after it, so it doesn't mean everything changes to a plus sign. So the first parentheses we just rewrite. And then we have plus a negative 2x squared, which is negative 2x squared. Plus a positive 5x, which is plus 5x. Plus a negative 6, which means minus 6. Basically, you just rewrite everything behind it. And then combine like terms. Standard form says biggest exponent first. So my biggest exponent is x squared. So I combine those. 4x squared minus 2x squared is 2x squared. Then I have my x's, which is negative 9x and a positive 5x, which means subtracting. 5 minus 9 is negative 4, and then the x just tags along because we're not multiplying. And then we have plus 3 minus 6. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3. So that is adding the polynomials. Now, multiplying the polynomials. I'm going to show you 2 different ways. Mrs. Cortez and I showed you 3 different ways in class: the FOIL method, distribution method, and box method. I'm going to stick with just the ones that work every time, because FOIL method does not work every time. So I'm going to start with distribution method. Distribution method is you take this 5x in the first parentheses, and you multiply it by the whole parentheses of the second one, not the first one, because we're splitting up the first one. So we have 5x minus 3, we split it up, and that second parentheses goes with each one. Like so. And then we distribute. 5x times 2x, that's 10, and then x times x is x squared. 5x times 4 is 20x. Then we have minus 6x, negative 3 times 2, and the negative 3 times a positive 4 is negative 12. Then we combine like terms, but remember standard form. Standard form means biggest exponent first. The x squared has nothing to combine with, so 10x squared. And then we have our like terms. We have 20x minus 6x is a positive. 14x, we don't multiply the x's, we're already done with multiplying. So the x just tags along for the ride. And then minus 12. Okay, and then example 4, let me adjust this so example 4 shows up. I'm going to show you box method just to remind you how to do this. Remember, on the box method, we have a box. And these go along two sides of the box. You could put the first one on the top or the first one on the side and the other one in the other spots. I am going to put the first one on the top. Make sure to keep the symbols with them. So don't lose that plus sign, don't lose that minus sign. Okay. So that splits my box up into 3 columns. And then along the side, we have a plus 2. Don't lose that plus. Okay. And then we multiply the box. So a times a squared, remember you add the exponents. This has an invisible 1 exponent. So a times a squared is a to the 3rd power. A times 3a is a positive 3a squared. A times a negative 4 is negative 4a. And then positive 2 times a squared is a positive 2a squared. 2 times 3 is 6, so plus 6. And then the a tags along. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. And then you combine like terms, but biggest exponent first. Biggest exponent is a cubed, which has nothing to combine with. And then we have the a squareds, because remember standard form means biggest exponent, then decreasing exponents. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we have the next exponent down is just a. So we combine those. We have 6a minus 4a, which makes a positive 2a. Then we have the minus 8, which has nothing to combine with. And all terms are combined that are like. So this is our official answer. Okay, so that is adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Just a quick review for those of you that weren't here in August, maybe in another school or something. So there you go. Have a good day.